family members being torn away, having the cardinal in Newark's basilica having to escort a granddad of American children to go to an immigration hearing for fear that but for the cardinal going with him, he might be deported. This is not who we are. We are not a nation of fear. We're not a nation of bigotry. We're not a nation of walls. I'm proud that New Jersey literally has the back of the Statue of Liberty, which celebrates who we are and who we say we are to the world. The plaque there that as a little boy, my parents took me to go see, it says Mother of Exiles. My parents said what makes us great as a nation is this ideal that if you are persecuted, if you are hated, if you are hurt, if you are wounded, if you are hungry, if you are sick, this is the country that shows there are no throwaway people, that everyone has worth, that everyone has dignity, that everyone has value. This is the country that opened its doors, that opened its arms. And somehow, in a matter of months, we are changing the culture of this country, turning our back on our ideals and our values. And so I stand here today, racked with concern, but standing tall with conviction. And in the midst of this despair, I know I'm talking to soldiers who understand this, that in times like these, it's not the time to curl up or shut up or give up. That this is the time that patriots must stand up and speak up and act up in defense of those values that have helped us to endure and become, every generation, a more perfect human. I believe in my heart of hearts that hope, it's not just something that you kind of have, I feel hopey today. No. It's not this Pollyannish view that always looks at the bright side of life. No. Hope is this conviction that stares darkness in the eye, that knows the truth and the toxicity of negativity, of hurt and despair. It sees it all, but it has this conviction that despair will never have the last word, that worry and fear will never have the last word. That's what hope is. And so this is a period where we must be agents of hope. And we must make a commitment that those people who want fear to be the end point, to understand that that has never been the end in America. You see, some people think that when terrorists and hate mongers attack this country, preaching not religion, but twisting and distorting it. Some people think that when that happens in this nation, and we've seen it before, history doesn't repeat itself as it's said, but it definitely does echo. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, we saw people wanting to turn their backs on our values to push American citizens into concentration camps. This isn't the first time we've seen people in the face of legitimate attacks, of real oppression, of costly hate. We've seen it before that Americans, good people, in the face of fear want to turn their back on our values. But we know that it's not the time to turn your back on your values. It's time It's like those in America needs to double down on their values. And so in this time when we're seeing hate and terrorism in this country, we should not become less American. We should become more American. We should choke off the flow of refugees into this country. The best way to fight the hate mongers is with love. The best way to fight the darkness is with light. The best way to fight un-American values is with more of our American values. I get angry that when France was attacked by radical hate-filled mongers, they didn't say we're taking no more refugees. They announced to the world that they're taking tens of thousands of them. I'm sorry, forgive me for being a little bit patriotic here, but I get pissed off when France tries to out-American us. I get ticked off when Canada tries to out-American us. When they try to take the words of George Washington and co-opt them in a way better than we do. And so this is a time right now where you all are in the trenches. And I know the data on when people seeking asylum have attorneys and representation, how much more their chances of getting asylum go up. I know when they're children, when I see us at our worst, where protesters surround a bus that allegedly have children in it and are jeering, hate-filled, bigoted remarks at kids coming into our country, escaping rape, escaping violence. And they don't encounter goodness and decency and mercy and love and America, but encounter hate and bigotry and ignorance. I know that the difference between them finding what Irish Americans found, what Jewish Americans found, what Italian Americans found, the difference between them finding a nation of hope versus a nation of fear and injustice is you all. And so today, I just want to come here and share you the message of gratitude and a message to challenge us to be there for one another. There's this understanding now that we have to, in this body, in the Senate, get to a bipartisan compromise, which we've done once already, for comprehensive immigration reform that does protect our security and our safety, but also recognizes the essential nature, not just of immigrants to our country, but the essential nature for us to be the country we say we are. Because in places right now like Syria, where even the language